All right, we should be live. Hello, everyone. It's Klee. It's me. I'm weird. It's fine. So I thought we would do a fun stream about Homo Habilis because I saw that there was some new information coming out, and I figured why not dive into it? You know, couldn't hurt. I don't think so, at least. So I grabbed my old script. Well, it's not old. It's about 7 months old. So not really old. But so 7 months ago, I created a video on Homo habilis. It was updated from my 2022 video about Homo habilis. I mean, it was about 3.5 years in between those two videos, and a lot of discourse is going on about Homo habilis. A lot of people feel like habilis should not be placed in the Homo genus, that they should not be considered human, but that they should be placed in the genus of the Australopithecines. And that is, of course, the genus with Lucy, Australopithecus afarensis, Lucy, the most famous possible human ancestor. But habilis, it's a thing. It's highly contested on all sides in which genus it should be placed. I don't think we're going to get a real clear-cut answer anytime soon at this point. So yeah, I grabbed my script that I created. I opened the chat, and I'm going to look into all the possibilities of the species of habilis and where it should be placed, in which genus, Australopithecus or Homo. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. Yeah, well, it's a thing. This is going to be fun. I just came from the gym. I ate 2 pieces of steak, and here I am, live. So 7 months ago, I looked at Homo habilis, and I looked into the chat here, and a person here asked, although other species do use tools, the tool making and usage produced by habilis puts them in a category with humans. If we are drawing a line in the sand separating humans, this is a good place. In a way, yes, but the stone tools created by habilis are very much similar to those created by the Australopithecines. So if we're going to look at stone tools and stone tool creation, then habilis could very easily be placed in the Australopithecus genus because there's no extreme divide. So we've got the Lomequi stone tools, clear-cut 100% Australopithecines as far as we know at this point in time. And then we have the Oldowan stone tools, very similar to those of the Lomequi, about 1 million years younger, and they are considered to be habilis stone tools. But that doesn't necessarily mean that habilis couldn't be an Australopithecine. It's very difficult when we have not too much information to go off. But I found an article today that spoke about the most complete skeleton that we currently have found of habilis, and that is very reminiscent of Lucy, the Australopithecine. So there could possibly be a change in the classification of habilis into another genus. So 7 months ago, I created an updated version where I spoke about, Homo being the Latin word for human, habilis being the Latin word for skillful or handy. So Homo habilis is often looked at as, or referred to as, the handyman, because, they created stone tools and all that fun stuff. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that habilis couldn't have been an Australopithecine. It's very difficult. All of this stuff So Habilis was by far not the first hominin to create stone tools. Like I just said, that honor goes to the genus of the Australopithecines. They started making the first stone tools at least 3.3 million years ago. That is a damn long time, if I might say so. And those stones, or like the stone tools that they created, are known as the Lomekwi stone tools. So the Homo genus seemed to have started approximately 2.3 million years ago with the first emergence of Habilis. Although Erectus was already in existence around 2.2 million years ago, so if Habilis is changed, like classification is changed into the Australopithecus genus, then Erectus would have been the oldest Homo species, and then the change of the start of the Homo genus would be from 2.3 million years ago to 2.2 million years ago. So that's only a small change of like 100,000 years. That's small change compared to like the millions of years and stuff that we look at currently. So yeah. A lot of people say that Habilis is very distinctly different from the Australopithecines. But this new article kind of negates that. So, how about we look into it? Yes. Okay. So, here we have that article that I was just, telling you a little bit about. And we are going to zoom in a little bit. I'm currently using Brave browser because I was very annoyed last time with the amount of spam stuff that I got. I mean, I personally don't really mind seeing all the spam and all the ads and all that stuff when I'm doing like my research. I don't even see it. But on the stream, I noticed it was a lot. So, using Brave browser, no ads, no bullshit. Let's go. So, the most complete Homo habilis skeleton ever found dates to more than 2 million years ago and retains Lucy-like features. And this is why this is interesting. So, scientists have revealed the most complete skeleton yet of our 2 million year old ancestor Homo habilis. Here you can see some of the bones. Awesome. Very awesome. Paleoanthropologists have announced the world's most complete skeleton of Homo habilis, a human ancestor that lived more than 2 million years ago in northern Kenya. The collection of fossil bones have revealed unusually strong arms that distinguished Homo habilis from later species. The bones were initially found in 2012 by a team of researchers led by Maeve Leakey. Probably from the Leakey family. Awesome. Of the Turkana Basin Institute, and were subsequently announced in 2015 at a research conference. Now, the complete analysis of the remains has been described in a paper published Tuesday in the journal The Anatomical Record. I hadn't opened this one yet. So here we have the official journal. I can probably share that in the chat somewhere, anywhere, maybe. All right, so I threw the journal in the chat. So here you have the journal and the references used, supporting information. You can, I don't think I'm able to like open this entire thing. Yeah, no, it's the same thing. Same thing. So yeah, all right. So you probably have to like log in, register, all that fun stuff to be able to like see everything from this paper. I don't have the kind of funds to like do that for every single paper I would like to access. So I just shared it. Y'all can have fun with it if you want to. So the skeleton, designated KNM-ER 64061, was found in geological layers dated to between 2.02 million and 2.06 million years ago. A complete set of lower teeth clearly identified the skeleton as habilis. The skeleton include the collarbones, pieces of the shoulder blades, all of the upper and lower arm bones, and fragments of a vertebrae, a rib, an upper leg bone, and the pelvis, making it the most complete Homo habilis skeleton ever recovered, as well as one of the oldest. The researchers noted in the study the oldest Homo habilis skeleton on record is from Ethiopia and dates to 2.33 million years ago. Thank you so much for the super chat, Patriot Tech. It's very kind of you. So here we have the bones and teeth of the newly announced Homo habilis skeleton, KNM-ER 64061. So you have the teeth, and we have, I think this is probably, well, we've got arm bones and parts of a shoulder blade and collar bones, and yeah, this is it. A lot of people think that when, the headline of this article is like, most complete Homo habilis skeleton ever found, and then you look at it and it's not that much. But I've often explained this. The fossil record is incomplete and fossilization doesn't occur often. Conditions have to be kind of perfect for bones to fossilize. So finding this much, dating back to like 2 million years ago, already is quite a thing. It's really awesome. So yeah, all right. So we've read this a little bit. So there are only 3 other very fragmentary and incomplete partial skeletons known for this important species. Study lead author Fred Bryan, a paleoanthropologist at Stony Brook University in New York, said in a statement. Awesome. So the find is significant because it represents both the most complete and the oldest partial skeleton of early Homo, the researchers wrote in the study. Homo habilis was a transitional species in that it's the first named species to kickstart our genus, the Homo genus, after evolving from Australopithecines, the lineage that includes the celebrity fossil skeleton Lucy, but was distinct from our much better understood ancestor, Homo erectus, which spread out around the world. And fossils from Homo habilis are therefore key to understanding the adaptations of our early hominin ancestors. Hominins include modern humans and our extinct relatives. Also, hominins also include chimps. They are hominins too. A lot of people seem to forget that constantly, which in my opinion is very annoying because the chimps are hominins. They are part of the hominidi. To find anything so significant after so much time that was once a person, a son, mother, daughter, father, perhaps that had millions of descendants is an amazing story. Oh yeah, absolutely, Patriot Tech. It's incredible. This is what I live for, honestly. So a close analysis of the KNM-ER 64061 fossils revealed that the arm bones of Homo habilis were similar to those of other early Homo specimens and to those of some Australopithecines. For example, Homo habilis had a longer forearm than did the later Homo erectus and had heavy, thick arm bones more similar to those of Australopithecines. Based on the length of the humerus, the upper arm bones, the researchers determined that KNM-ER 64061 was a young adult who was about 5 feet 3 inches, which equates to roughly 160 centimeters tall. From the leg bone fragment, they estimated that the individual weighed only around 67.7 pounds. That's like 30, not even 31 kilograms. That's not much, especially for that, that length, 160 centimeters tall, but like you weigh nothing. Where's your fat? Come on. At least store a little bit of fat in your body, because you need it. These anatomical traits suggest that Homo habilis retained upper limb proportions similar to Australopithecines and was shorter and weighed less than Homo erectus. Homo erectus that emerged around 2.2 million years ago, while habilis emerged around 2.3 3 million years ago, if we go off from the fossil record that we currently have. So as of this point in time, those are the known dates. These dates will absolutely change in the future because we will find more and we will become better in our research and all that fun stuff. So here you can see like the collarbone pieces and shoulder blade pieces and what they found, pieces of the pelvis. That's gibbon style lightly built. Yes, exactly. It's crazy. Like 0 fat percentage. That's what that sounds like. I'm 176 centimeters tall, so I'm 5'9". I weigh around 65, 64 kilograms. That's more than double of what this individual would have weighed. Yeah, I've got quite a high body fat percentage currently. Not extremely, but like higher than I normally have. I'm working out, okay? Like I'm doing my thing. Don't come for me. I'm doing my thing. I'm working out. I'm on top of it at the moment. But yeah, there was a time where I wasn't on top of it and I just couldn't care less. And yeah, you don't lose weight if you don't work on it, unfortunately. It's not like you go to bed and then you wake up the next morning and you lost the extra pounds that you gained in the last year. So, sorry. So it seems like Habilis had more traits similar to the Australopithecines, like the retained upper limb proportions. But those traits don't necessarily mean that Homo habilis could swing through the trees, according to the researchers. The relatively long forearm of Homo habilis may have enabled a greater degree of arboreal locomotion in this species than in Homo erectus. But whether arboreality was indeed practiced by Homo habilis must remain a matter of speculation. So, yeah. I just want to... One sec. Translate. No, I want translate. Ah. Okay. Arboreal locomotion. I'm just gonna do this in Dutch. Okay. Never knew. This will be weird for the people that do not speak Dutch, by the way. Sorry. Because this is like... This, for me, makes all the sense. But if you're not Dutch, looking at that will make 0 sense to you. Because tree is boom. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Enjoy that. If you have any other questions about the weird Dutch language, feel free. Feel free to do that in the chat. So, Homo habilis limbs have been coming more and more into focus. Study co-author Ashley Hammond, a paleoanthropologist at the Catalan Institute of Paleontology Miquel Cruzafont, said in the statement, and the new skeleton confirms that the arms were fairly long and strong. What remains elusive is the lower limb build and proportions. So, yeah. Only a few fragments of KNM-ER 64061's pelvis were recovered, but they suggest that this Homo habilis individual may have walked more like Homo erectus than like earlier Australopithecines, the researchers noted in the study. Going forward, we need lower limb fossils of Homo habilis, which may further change our perspective on this key species, Hammond said in the statement. The discovery of a surprisingly complete Homo habilis skeleton may also help paleoanthropologists sort out the abundance of hominin groups that lived in eastern Africa between 2.2 and 1.8 million years ago. Researchers have found that up to 4 hominin species, Paranthropus boisei, Homo habilis, Homo rudolfensis, and Homo erectus, lived in the same place around the same time. And because Homo erectus appeared nearly 500,000 years before habilis disappeared from the fossil record, it is currently unclear whether habilis was the ancestor to Homo erectus or a related species. When did habilis disappear? When did Cannibalism? So that's a weird sentence to put it as Homo erectus appeared nearly 500,000 years before Habilis disappeared. Homo erectus appeared 2.2 million years ago. People keep forgetting that the timeline has changed over the years. So I covered this in a video. Let's see if I can find that real quick. I don't do things quick, as most of you guys will know on the channel, because have you met me? Do I ever look like I do things well? I'll explore later, whatever. History with Kaylee Erectus. Where is it? Where is it? Do I really have to go to like my channel? Yes, I do. That's annoying. All right, so we're on the channel. This looks bad. Sorry, can we? Oh, my eyes. That's so much better. I don't know how people do that with the white screen and the white everything. Ugh, my retinas. My poor retinas. I don't know how people do that, honestly. So we're here. Early humans evolved in Ethiopia 2 million years ago. This is currently one of the oldest pieces of evidence that we have found of Homo erectus, and it dates to 2.2 million years ago. In the Ethiopian highlands. And a lot of people don't seem to fully grasp that. Where did Homo erectus emerge? Here, Africa, East Africa Turkana Basin, 2 million years ago, possible origins in southern Africa as well. But it's that stupid weird. Oh, sorry, I accidentally did the AI. Nope, hate it. Do not want to use that. Ugh. So here, about 2 million years ago, no one seems to have updated their articles and anything about Homo erectus. And it's very annoying to me personally, because I know that we have fossils from the Turkana Basin, 1.7 to 1.8 million years old. But we already have 1.8 million year old Homo erectus fossils in Georgia, the country. Yes, that's a country in Eurasia, not the state in the United States. That, Georgia. So, this from Ethiopia is very important, honestly. Early humans, erectus, and then this is my thing. So a child's jawbone found in Ethiopia, and this was in high altitude areas. 2.2 million years ago in Ethiopia, so not the Turkana Basin in Kenya. So this is lifescience.com. You expect a very high degree of this article and the information that's being given to us. And this is wrong, because Homo erectus appeared, when we look at when Habilis disappeared, 1.65. If we put 500 on there, we come to 2.15. And we already know that it is at least 2.2 million years ago. So this is already incorrect, and I'm annoyed with that. I don't like it when articles are wrong like that and put it so blatantly. So, but yeah, here we have that skeleton of Habilis. It's really, I think it's incredible that we have it, but at the same time, I need more. We need more. We all need more. This is just what it is. At this point in time, we need to wait for more fossils to be discovered and found, and we need to have more research into the ones that we already have found. And honestly, Habilis, in my personal opinion, could very easily be placed in the Australopithecines. So yeah. So like I said, 7 months ago, I wrote a video on Homo Habilis. If you know a little bit about anthropology, you will have heard of Lewis and Mary Leakey. And I mentioned that Maeve Leakey, I think probably a daughter or whatever. Maeve Leakey. I can type, it's fine. Let's see. We need a English. Okay, yes, this is an English one. She was okay. So she was married. Maeve Leakey was married to the son of Lewis and Mary Leakey, because I think that was Richard Leakey. Yes. Okay. So yeah. All right. So at least that I have correct in my head. So yeah. So Maeve Leakey, you know, the Leakeys, very, very well-known people in the world of anthropology. They carried out excavations at the Olduvai Gorge in the country of Tanzania, which is located on the east side of the African continent. Many stone tools were discovered by the Leakeys in the area of the Olduvai Gorge for 29 years before the first remains of Homo habilis were found. So at the time, it was believed that Paranthropus boisei was the species who created these tools, which is still a possibility as well, because at the time, when these tools were discovered, Paranthropus boisei was the only known species in that area. And now we know that next to Paranthropus boisei, we also had Homo habilis, possibly Homo erectus, and I think one or two Australopithecines. What was it? What did they say here? Homo rudolfensis. A lot of people put rudolfensis and habilis in the same species. Not everyone sees them as separate. I'm planning on doing a video on rudolfensis possibly somewhere this year because, yeah, I'm not sure whether they are a separate species or not. A lot of discourse about that. Yeah. So back to my script that I wrote 7 months ago. So all of this, the idea that Paranthropus boisei was the only species living in the area of the Olduvai Gorge in, what was it, Tanzania? Yes, Tanzania. All of that changed when the first fossil remains of Homo habilis were discovered in 1959 by Hesselon Mukiri, who was a senior assistant of Lewis and Mary Leakey. Although at the time this discovery was made, it was not known that this molar, he found a molar, belonged to a new human species. So I think it's very important to name Hesselon Mukiri, the senior assistant of Lewis and Mary Leakey, because a lot of people think that it was Lewis and Mary Leakey who discovered the very first Homo habilis fossil. And it wasn't. It was their senior assistant, Hesselon Mukiri. And I think it's very important to name these people because, you know, we need to do our due diligence. If someone has a discovery, we need to name the person who had the discovery and not just the people who had the money to bring that discovery to the rest of the world. I'm still a big fan of Lewis and Mary Leakey and all of their work. And I think that they would definitely support me in naming the person that actually made the discovery instead of feeling the need to be named themselves. So the first recognizable remains, partial juvenile skull, hand, and foot bones, dating to 1.75 million years ago, were discovered in the 1960s by Jonathan Leakey, a son of Lewis and Mary. These remains were all discovered at the Olduvai Gorge. The very famous Laetoli footprints, discovered by the research team of Lewis and Mary Leakey dating back to 3.6 million years ago, are located just 45 kilometers south of the Olduvai Gorge. These footprints are among the oldest fossilized footprints of a hominin ever discovered, which is awesome. So, yeah. These footprints, the Laetoli footprints, were most likely left behind by an Australopithecus afarensis, which was a bipedal hominin species and possibly an ancestor to us humans. Lucy was also an Australopithecus afarensis. So, yeah. This discovery of Homo habilis also changed the entire story from out of Asia theory to out of Africa theory. The newly discovered fossils of habilis showed that the human species indeed originated in Africa, and therefore gave way to the out of Africa theory becoming the accepted theory and the old out of Asia theory disappearing over time. Of course, as you can imagine, a lot of debate has happened and has been going on from the time that the very first fossils were discovered and announced up until now. The species has never been without controversy. So, at the time when the species was discovered in the early 1960s, the anthropological community was still very much under the impression that humans originated from Asia, the old out of Asia theory. I've spoken a little bit about that from, I think in the last live stream about a week ago. And the old out of Asia theory was very prevalent for a very long time, and therefore it wasn't believed that habilis was part of the Homo genus, because it was believed that the Homo species didn't originate in Africa. So because they had this bias about humans need to have originated here, they didn't look at anything like any of the features that showed that humans actually originated here in Africa instead of Asia. Super weird. But yeah, that's how things are. Currently, we have an out of Africa theory going on, and in a way that could make us all seem biased when other discoveries in the future may come to light. Then again, science has progressed quite a bit since the 1950s and the 1960s, so the backlash will probably be a little bit less compared to back then. So yeah. So for a while it was thought that habilis should have been classified as an Australopithecus africanus, and this had everything to do with the fact that at this point in time it was believed that Australopithecines had no living descendants. So the Australopithecines weren't considered part of the human evolutionary timeline. By now, all of this has changed, and we know that Australopithecines definitely played quite a part in our human evolutionary timeline, which is awesome. So yeah, but as more fossilized remains of habilis were discovered, it became clear that this was a species in the Homo genus. So it was in 1964 that South African paleoanthropologist Philip V. Tobias and British primatologist John R. Napier officially assigned the new species in the Homo genus, and by the recommendation of Australian anthropologist Raymond Dart, they gave the species the name of habilis, which, as I mentioned earlier, is Latin for handy or skillful. So, when you look at the classification of habilis, and the whole discourse around it for the past 60-ish years, habilis was a species that possibly played quite a big part in our human evolutionary timeline. But At first, they wanted to place it in the Australopithecine genus because, you know, the Australopithecines had no descendants, but then they found out that, oh shit, Australopithecines actually do have descendants. And so now we place it in the Homo genus because it sort of kind of maybe looks human. But then again, also, it is still very, 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 very reminiscent of the Australopithecines. And so for the past 60 years, people have gone back and forth and back and forth. Where the hell do we place Habilis? And I'm sorry, but I can't tell you what we should do. I've looked into Habilis. For the very first time, it was 2022 when I looked into it. Then in the meantime, like I'm always trying to keep on top of latest research and all that stuff. Then last year, about 7 months ago now, I created an updated video on Habilis, looking into this question once again. I'm not sure. I'm seriously not sure. When we look at limb proportions, especially the arms, Habilis seem to be way more reminiscent of the Australopithecines. But does that mean that Habilis should be taken out of the Homo genus and no longer be considered as a human species? Maybe that's a little bit too much too soon, you know? It's a strange, weird one. Yeah. So yeah. There are people, like I said, rudolfensis, Homo rudolfensis, and Homo habilis, for a lot of people are seen as just one species. I have mentioned rudolfensis in both my habilis videos because, yeah, like I said, a lot of people see them as the same species. Does that make them the same species? Not necessarily. No. But a lot of people also think that rudolfensis should be placed in the Australopithecus genus or even Canyanthropus genus. And if rudolfensis would be placed in, let's say, the Canyanthropus genus, and a lot of people see Habilis and rudolfensis as the same species, would that mean that Habilis would be placed in the Canyanthropus genus? So would it then be Canyanthropus habilis? I think Australopithecus habilis is already quite a mouthful and quite, a brain fart at this point. Do we just keep it in the Homo genus because it was placed there once and we don't want to retract that classification? I'm not sure. It's very, very difficult. So yeah, a lot of scientists aren't too happy about naming fossil specimens, and this has everything to do with the fact that names might be changed when a new discovery has been made that changes the interpretation of the species. So I delved into this a little bit more in that video that I made 7 months ago, where we have two specimens at the center of the whole debate between the rudolfensis and habilis classifications, speciation. Are they the same? Are they different? Should they be placed together? Should they not be placed together? So if you're interested in hearing more about that, I highly recommend watching that video. I can just throw it quickly into the chat. All right, I want to share this one. Copy. And I will do Homo habilis updated video deep dive. So you can save that for later so that you can watch it, and if you haven't already, and even if you have already, you can just look at it once again. So So, as I say in that video, if you've seen my previous videos and know a little bit more about my work and what I do here, you will know that I am not the person to make any conclusions about things like this. Classification, speciation, where do we put that? Is this a Homo species or Australopithecus species or Canyanthropus species? I don't know, honestly. So I mentioned things that researchers brought forth and have researched, and it's not up to me to decide anything, but it's also not up to me to change your decision or perception. I just give you the information. I'm not a scholar. A lot of people say or think that I'm an archaeologist or anthropologist. I'm an amateur by heart, and I love being an amateur. I think being an amateur really, really suits me because I'm not confined by academia. And at the same time, I will always try to conduct my research in a scientific manner. So I like this whole me being an amateur. I have no credentials in this field besides being an independent researcher that is very intrigued and passionate about finding out more about humanity's ancient past. What kind of feet does Homo habilis have? I see this question in the chat. What kind of feet does habilis have? I'm not sure if we even have foot bones. Bone clones. What do we have here? Not too bad, actually. Found in the Olduvai Gorge in Tanzania in the 1960s by the Leakey team. Most complete foot of any early hominid. Let me just zoom that in a little bit for you so that you can see it better. This is Olduvai Gorge in Tanzania. So same place as the very first fossils of habilis. Awesome. The most complete foot of any early hominid, OH8 retains a nearly whole set of tarsals and metatarsals, missing only the phalanges and the posterior section of the calcaneus. While initially classified as an adult foot because of apparent arthritis, hey, we can have arthritis at a very young age, so don't give me that ageism. It is now considered by many to be the foot of a juvenile whose condition was caused by trauma. Many features of OH8 are consistent with bipedalism, but a different type of bipedalism from that of modern humans. There appears to be strong evidence that suggests that the big toe or hallux was not opposable. I've got the whole arthritis mini rant. That was me because I have arthritis and I'm 34? And I've had arthritis for the past decade or more. So yeah, arthritis is not necessarily something that you get when you're old. Then again, I am old at this point, so it's fine. Ugh, it's fine. I am old. Yes, as long as you don't have opposable toes, it's cool. Australopithecus would have a more divergent big toe. Yeah, I think so too. Let's... Australopithecus. Clickety clickety click. Clickety clickety click. The foot and ankle of Sediba. Do we have a picture? Probably not here. So then we put that in here and we do these. Nope, not what I'm looking for. I don't really see toes here, so this is not helping. Yeah, no, not helpful, because I'm not really seeing any toes. and this is mini, and this is a hand. So not the same. Not the same. Nope. This is a little foot that we talked about last week, but also not helpful. This is these are hands. See, thumbs. So this is no, not helpful. Not sure. But yeah, all right. So, what does the chat say? Yeah, arthritis. My arthritis started when my first symptoms of ankylosing spondylitis sprung to life. Very fun. Back then, I had no clue what the hell was happening with me because I had no idea that I had ankylosing spondylitis. I've only had the diagnosis for about 2.5, little under 3 years. So yeah. All right, what do we have? Oh yeah, same. I used to know a lot of the bones in the body too, and I have just flunked. And I know most of them in Dutch, which isn't really helpful in English. So yeah. Let's see. Well, imagine what Googling for specific body parts would do to our average search bubble. I think Google is very, very disturbed by me from this past week. I've been working on a script to go up this weekend for like a new video because I haven't made a video in a while and I've missed it. So I'm working on it. I'm working on a script, and the script is about cannibalism. So yeah. If the Secret Services cannot please not come for me, that would be lovely. I'm not planning to cannibalize anyone or anything. But like, it's been a lot of my Google searches at this point. So yeah, you have like ritualistic cannibalism where you would eat a piece of, an enemy or an ancestor to gain their knowledge and all that stuff. Yeah, that's, yeah. The cannibalism that I've been researching the past week or so, it's a very difficult subject, so that's why the script has been taking me for like a week and a half at this point already. It's cannibalism of women and children, Neanderthal women and children. I think one of them was an infant. Yes, that you heard that right. Yes, an infant was cannibalized. So my search history of the past week has been a lot of me searching for cannibalism of children and infants. So that's why I'm saying, please, Secret Services, please don't come for me. I'm not planning to eat a baby. Seriously, I'm not. I do also give quite the heads up in the video where I'm warning the people watching, like if you clicked on this, you thought this is going to be a fun cannibalism video, and you might not want to hear about, women and babies being eaten. Click away and then just come back for the next video, and don't be mad in the comments that I made a video on this, because it is an intriguing subject and it seems to have been done for food. So yeah. So today was a little bit more of a lighter topic, Homo habilis, and where should we place it? Is it an Australopithecine? Is it a Kenyanthropus? Is it a Homo? All three are possible. But yeah, this is indeed one of the more chill stream vibes. I also got a new book about a very regional flint, Heligoland flint. Yeah, not many people know about this, but Heligoland flint has been found in Denmark, Germany, and the Netherlands. and sometimes at a distance of more than 300 kilometers away from Heligoland. Where is Heligoland, you might ask yourself? I think it was from Denmark, but let's be sure. German island. Okay, it's a German island. Where? Where? Okay. So, yeah, very much between Germany, Denmark, and all that fun stuff. Here. All right. Cool. Part of Doggerland back in the day. I mean, y'all know this was part of Doggerland. So, yeah. This very reddish tint of flint was found only in Heligoland. So that's why we can find it, like the origins of this. So I bought this book. It wasn't cheap. And it's, normally I don't do this. Normally all the books I have are hardcover. But the hardcover was like 5 times as expensive as the paperback. And the paperback was already $50. I'm not going to pay 250 euros for a freaking book. That's hardcover. Sorry. But I will probably be using this book quite a bit in future videos for like research purposes. If you want to get some examples of like cool reddish tinted flint, look at this. He's awesome. Right? This is cool. What might I ask is a fun cannibalistic video? Mist Saber. That's a really good question. I don't think they exist. But yeah, I did say that. A fun cannibal video. So yeah, here, more flint stuff. Cool. It's the same... how do you say that? It's from Sidestone Press. And I already had the Doggerland book from Sidestone Press as well. So this is hardcover, bought at the Dutch Museum of Antiquities in Leiden. And this one was just grabbed online. But yeah, it's the same publisher. That's why I also wanted to have it, because the Doggerland book is incredible. So I thought, if the Doggerland book is that amazing, this should be amazing too. And honestly, yeah, it is amazing. Just, it's worth $50. It's worth a paperback, not a hardcover. So, yeah, awesome. Now that we've spoken a little bit about that, I also had this other... Jim Ross, thank you so much for the super chat. The Homo genus is very hard to categorize because there's so much of the skeletons missing. It is always guesswork or extrapolation. Still interesting to explore these topics. Great stream. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, completely agree. It's very difficult to look exactly at the point where the Homo genus started, where the Australopithecus genus ended. Like I said, it's even possible that Habilis should have been placed in the Paranthropus genus. It's so much. It's amazing. It's awesome. But at the same time, it is very annoying that it's just so much. But going back at, like, I mentioned Paranthropus a little bit ago. Yeah, I also found this article. I think earlier today it was, published yesterday. So look at this. I tried to do some of my work before the stream started, okay? I'm not great at this. It's fine. So 2.6 million years ago, there was a jaw from an extinct Nutcracker man that we have found, where we didn't expect it. A fossil jaw of a distant human relative was discovered much farther north than previously thought possible, revealing new information about diversity in human evolution. So, Paranthropus, I think Boise, not sure, but possibly Boise. Boise wasn't the only Paranthropus species, by the way. Paranthropus. Do we have that Australian music? Yes, okay, perfect. This is one of my favorites. Kenyanthropus exists? Yeah. I even have it here. Kenyanthropus. Here. I even made a video on it. Kenyanthropus platyops. This is the foremost species in the genus. Kenyanthropus video. Bam. Already, the Kenyanthropus video will need an updated version. Most of the species videos that I've made up until this point in time will need an update. Heidelbergensis is probably one of the first ones that I'm going to create a new video on. Because yeah, it's been over 3 years and nearly 4 years for some. It's time. You know, I've already done Floresiensis, Erectus, Habilis. So it's absolutely time to cover the others as well. And yeah, at one point in time, I will create that Doggerland, or Neanderthal documentary. I'm also still working on the Doggerland documentary, but it's a little bit too much. Okay, so back to Paranthropus. In the Paranthropus genus, we have 3 species: Paranthropus boisei, Paranthropus robustus, and Paranthropus aethiopicus. They are collectively known as the robusts. Because of their extremely large jaws and molar teeth, they are our distant cousins rather than our direct relatives. So I explained this a little bit last week. My cousin and I share the same common ancestor if you go back to like our grandparents, and for Paranthropus and the Australopithecus. Let's say Paranthropus and Australopithecus, they were cousins just like my cousin and I. And where we share our grandparents, they would share possibly like Ororentugnensis or Sahelanthropus chadensis, or species even further up the line. That makes sense? Hopefully, I hope. So yeah, cousins sharing the same common ancestor, but that doesn't mean that we are related more than that. We are not directly related. They will have no influence on our evolution and vice versa. So, hope that makes any sense for those that weren't there last week. Paranthropus aethiopicus lived between 2.3 and 2.7 million years ago. Boisei and Paranthropus robustus lived between 1 and 2.3 million years ago. So they're a bit younger, Boisei and robustus, and aethiopicus is a little bit older. Awesome. So, we have a 2.6 million year old jaw fossil. So that would probably place it in Aethiopicus. Probably. Don't come for me if I'm wrong. I'm not saying that this is conclusive. I'm just saying, looking at the dates and all that fun stuff, it seems it would be in Aethiopicus. Could be wrong. And it's been found in Ethiopia, so probably yes. What did you miss, John? I'm not sure if you missed anything. What evidence do they have that show they ate the flesh? The markings on the bone could also be evidence of ritual. Oh no, this was very, very clear-cut evidence of cannibalism with these Neanderthals, and I'll cover that completely in the video that will go up somewhere this weekend. But like my younger brother is also celebrating his birthday, so I'm not going to be able to work on Saturday, so I'll probably have to work a lot on Sunday to like fix that. We shall see. First, rheumatologist tomorrow morning, and yay, so happy. But it's fun. So yeah, let's go back to the Nutcracker, Paranthropus. The jaw from a bipedal hominin, an extinct relative of humans, shows that its kind journeyed far north to a region where other hominins were already living. The ancient jaw belongs to the genus Paranthropus and was found more than 620 miles or 1,000 kilometers farther north than any other fossil of its kind. Until now, not a single fossil of Paranthropus had been identified in the Afar region of Ethiopia. Enjoy patriotic tech. See you next time. Goodbye. So up until now, not a single fossil of Paranthropus had been identified in the Afar region of Ethiopia. Researchers wrote in a study published Wednesday, that was yesterday, in the Journal of Nature. We have a access options. How did I do this? I have no idea how I accidentally actually opened the paper. So, I'm gonna share that with you guys. Oh, I can't. I don't think I can share that with you guys because it exceeds. Oh, shoot. It exceeds the character limit that I can use. That's a shame. Oh, I have no idea how the hell I opened that. Download unavailable. Okay, got it. Sorry. Apologies. But, yeah. This is the entire study. I have to keep this open. I have to keep this open for, like, whenever I'm gonna do my Paranthropus video. Yeah, read it out loud. That's a lot of pages. Okay, I'll maybe read a little bit. And this is super dry stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. This is super dry stuff. First, let me... Paranthropus. Here we have you. Let's just grab my old script. Sorry, I'm just gonna have to, like, save this link. Yeah, save a copy and paste into a Word document. It's exactly what I'm currently doing. Because I need this. I need this link. Holy hell, this is a gold mine. I have no idea how I accidentally opened that paper and it actually working. But you know what? We are not going to be nasty to things that we got for free. So, yeah. All right, back to the article, because that's something that you guys can, like, actually see. Hundreds of fossils representing over a dozen species of hominins had been found in the Afar region of Ethiopia. Study lead author Zeresani Alemseget, a paleoanthropologist at the University of Chicago, said in a statement, "So the apparent absence of Paranthropus was conspicuous and puzzling to paleoanthropologists, many of whom had concluded the genus simply never ventured that far north." The genus Paranthropus contains 3 species distantly related to humans: Paranthropus robustus, Boise, and Aethiopicus. Collectively known as the robusts, these species walked upright beginning around 2.7 million years ago, but they are unique in having massive teeth and jaws, which earned one fossil skull the nickname Nutcracker Man. Paranthropus fossils were previously found in locations from southern Ethiopia to southern Africa and have been dated to between 2.8 and 1.4 million years ago. You say you're Dutch, but really you're an American woman from the 50s? Not really. I'm very, very Dutch. I am very, very Dutch. And yes, I did see that download link here, but when I clicked, it's like, no. So apologies. I will not try again. Graag. What did I say? What? Oh yeah, graag. I already thought that was going to be it. The G-R-A-A-G. Graag. Of goeiemorgen, goeiemiddag, goeieavond, goeiedag. Hello, first time watching live, but long time subscriber here. Welcome, Necrogangster. So, Paranthropus fossils were previously found in locations from southern Ethiopia to southern Africa and have been dated to between 2.8 million and 1.4 million years ago. In January of 2019, paleoanthropologists discovered a partial lower jaw designated MLP 3000 at the site of Milogia in the Afar region in northeastern Ethiopia. Dated to about 2.6 million years ago, the jaw came from an older individual whose teeth and bone structure resembles those of members of the Paranthropus genus, while one species, Paranthropus aethiopicus, has been found in southern Ethiopia. The new MLP 3000 jaw was discovered much farther north than any previous fossil from this genus. The discovery of Paranthropus in the Afar provides critical new information, the researchers wrote, suggesting that the genus could exploit diverse habitats and regions from North Ethiopia to South Africa as Australopithecus and Homo did. This means that Paranthropus likely had a much more flexible diet than the Nutcracker man moniker suggests, enabling these hominins to disperse and adapt to a wide range of environmental conditions. Oh, you just mean the way I speak. Ah, the way I speak. I don't know. Like, yeah, I speak weirdly. But then again, I'm Dutch and I am weird, so it's part of it, I think. Homo Habilis, Afar region. How have we found Habilis in the Afar region? Control F, Afar. All right. So, yeah. It does seem like Habilis was also found in the Afar region. So what does that look like? Afar region. Let's look at some pictures. That's like not... Why are we using miniature pictures in the year of our Horus 2026? This is bullshit. Bullshit. Look at that. Look at that. This is terrible quality. Why? Why? People wonder why my job sometimes is very difficult. Well, I can't even find a picture to use in a video. So that's why usually when you look at my videos, it's just me talking into a freaking camera, because where are the visuals? They either don't exist or they're terrible quality, and I give up. I give up. It's like I've got nothing to use. I've actually created entire scripts over the years that I have never filmed and never used because of the fact that it's just going to be me on screen the entirety of the entire video, and like a thumbnail that I don't even have a picture for. So either I'm going to have to create something by using AI, which is let's not do that. Let's not go there. Or use a super bland, bullshit, bad quality image. So I scrapped videos. I think I've scrapped like 25 videos over the years. Because there's just nothing to use. Like, nothing. But okay, Afar region, whatever you want to pronounce it, we had the Paranthropus species and at least the Habilis species. No idea what that was. It's fine. It's my phone. Yeah. Yeah, the pictures are small so that the folks who have older computers don't lock up when browsing the web. Nice. So yeah. All right. The Afar region. We had... Yes, okay. So the newfound Paranthropus fossil at Milogia adds a third genus to the variety of hominins present in the Afar region between 2.8 and 2.5 million years ago, including Australopithecus and early Homo, either Habilis or Erectus. I think Erectus was found in the Afar region as well. Yep. course. Of course. Of course, I already knew that without even Googling it. But it's nice to, Google it and be sure that I said something that was correct. It is not yet clear, though, whether the species would have encountered one another directly. Well, no, that's never, clear. But living in the same region, having quite a similar diet, usually leads to at least encountering each other from a distance, you would think. Yeah, Afar in Georgia. Yeah, Georgia in Europe. It's the first place out of Africa where we find the oldest fossils of erectus, dating back to at least 1.8 million years ago, possibly 1.9. And there's a small chance that it could even be dated back to like 2 million years ago by now. So, yeah. Discoveries like this really trigger interesting questions in terms of reviewing, revising, and then coming up with new hypotheses as to what the key differences were between the main hominin groups. Carol Ward, a biological anthropologist at the University of Missouri who was not involved in the study, wrote in an accompanying perspective that, given the diversity of hominin species present, the revelation that Paranthropus inhabited the Afar region between 3 million and 2.4 million years ago is particularly exciting. Huh. Okay. Although all humans on the planet today are one species, hominin diversity lasted millions of years, until our extinct cousins, the Neanderthals and the Denisovans, disappeared more than 30,000 years ago, Ward noted. Researchers can no longer accept that humans evolved from a single lineage of species marching towards modernity in isolation from others. Hi. Sorry. Super. Ik zie je strakjes. Gaat goed zo. Tot zo. So yeah, that was the boyfriend making sure I'm doing well. And yes, I am doing well. I'm like crazy in the brain, but like he's used to that. It's fine. So okay, we have this Afar fossil shows broad distribution and versatility of Paranthropus. This is an article I'm gonna like have to fully throw myself into. Cause yeah, this is oh okay. I was like, can I zoom in, please? Yes, okay. So here we have a map. The Afar sedimentary basin in Ethiopia, the area relative to other Pleistocene hominin sites where Paranthropus was found. So yeah, Cooper's Cave, Gondolin, Kromdraai, Zwartkrans, Malema, Olduvai, Latolli, Peninge, Chesawanja, Easterkana, Westerkana, Omashungura, Konso, and Milogia. So these are areas where Paranthropus fossils have been found. Really cool. Are we all one species? Yes, we are in a way a hybrid species, but we are all the same hybrid species when you look at it. Like there's the percentage of other DNA, so like Neanderthal or Denisovan, it's below 5% in all humans existing on this planet at this point in time. So therefore, we are considered to be one species. Partially hybrid because, all these other hominin species lived and like human species lived before us and they interbred a lot and then we interbred with others and now we are here. We have assimilated the Neanderthals within our genomes, but they died out or like they disappeared around 32,000 years ago. So for the past 30,000-ish years, we have been one species. If that makes any sense. So yeah. Is that the area with the volcano that just erupted a couple times? Let's see. I'm not sure. I think so. Yep. It is indeed. Well, here they say 2009, so that's weird. The highly gooby volcano. That's not this one. Okay, so highly gooby volcano. November 2025 was when it erupted. Awesome. So yeah. Really cool. So yeah, that was indeed that volcano that erupted a couple months ago. The baseline is Homo sapiens, which was a hybrid on its own, right? 80% Heidelbergensis, 20% Erectus, some 200,000 years ago. I think so, yeah. But Jebel Irhut Homo sapiens. I think they were dated back to a little bit more even. Oh yeah, 200,000 years ago. Is that correct? Is that correct? No, I don't think so. One sec. Let me grab my video on Jebel Irhut from a couple years ago, or a couple months ago even. No, that's migration stuff. Videos, discoveries. Jebel Irhut. I know, I should be able to at least... Nope, I didn't want to open a picture. Didn't want to open a picture. I wanted to open your folder. Show me the folder. Bestandslocatie. Wow. Ethiopia, Homo sapiens fossils. Yep, okay. That was Homo Habilis. Not what I was looking for, because I was looking for the... I even made a video like quite recently on this, so why is that not where it should be? Homo sapiens. Not finding things where I should have left them. Here maybe. Maplocatie. Alright, so here we have the 2025 update of the Jebel Irhut Homo sapiens. The script I made, yes, I was about to say 300,000 years ago. Homo sapiens emerged 300,000 years ago, at least at Jebel Irhut in Morocco. So that's why I was confused with the 200,000 that I saw everywhere. So, well, Andy Viana says, I wish we had more of a record during the past 30,000 years. We actually have way more from the past 30,000 years than we have from all of the millions of years before 30,000 years ago. So we already have quite a bit from the past 30,000 years. We want to learn more about even older. Irhut are not sapiens, but pre-sapiens, close relatives, but not directly in our line. They are directly in our line. So yes. The Jebel Irhut are the oldest Homo sapiens fossils, but they are not considered to be Homo sapiens sapiens that you and I are, because we are modern humans. But they are still Homo sapiens. Yes, they are. I'm not even going to go into a whole full discussion. I have researched this. Okay, well, if you're going to scream like that, wow. I mean, we can all have a normal conversation, but if you cannot have a normal conversation, then you are no longer welcome. Okay, bye. Sorry, that's not on me. That's on you. I've fully researched this multiple times now. Like, not just once or twice. I've fully dived into, are they Homo sapiens? And they are Homo sapiens. They date back to 300,000 years ago. They were the very first individuals in our own evolutionary line. They are Homo sapiens. But you and I, you watching this, all of you watching this, and I, we are Homo sapiens sapiens, because we are modern humans. there is a distinct difference because the Jebel-Irut Homo sapiens fossils still had quite archaic features. Which isn't weird because they date back to 300,000 years ago. But they are Homo sapiens. Without a doubt. So I'm not even gonna go into a full-on discussion beyond this, because it's a waste of my time, it's a waste of your time, and I've already covered this in 3 videos. So if you wonder, oh, which ones? Homo sapiens. I've covered it for the very first time in this 300,000-year-old Homo sapiens remains Jebel-Irut, Morocco. I've looked into Homo sapiens fossils are older in Ethiopia, but they are not older than the Jebel-Irut Morocco fossils. They were just older than they had previously thought to have found in Ethiopia. And I made that the origin of our species, our 300,000-year-old human origin story video. So that's 3 videos that I fully looked into this. Sorry. They discovered a new pre-sapiens fossil about 700,000 close by. Necro Gangster, I know what you're referring to, but that's not sapiens. That's a shared common ancestor between Homo sapiens, Neanderthals, and Denisovans that they have found. And I actually covered that in the live stream last week. So if you are wondering, what do you mean? Let's talk new human ancestor. I looked into that last week, but it's not sapiens. That was not sapiens. Can the timeline be off and we all be older with the same events? Yes, the timeline can be off, but as of this point in time, the oldest Homo sapiens fossils that we have discovered and uncovered and found date back to 300,000 years ago. We could find older fossils in various locations on the continent of Africa dating back further. And that would indeed change the timeline a little bit, but it's not going to be like 1 million years older. No, we're not going to find Homo sapiens fossils of 1 million year old. I don't necessarily see that happening. So yeah. You're a lizard person. Yes, of course. Already knew that. So yeah, that volcano was dormant for about 12,000 years. And then in November, it just, bam, erupted. It was like, bam, I'm here. So yeah. Having a triple name sounds more like a subspecies to me, like Turdus ilacus coburni, Iceland redwing, is the Latin name for the subspecies of Turdus ilacus, European redwing. Yeah, in a way. The whole Homo sapiens, it's a thing that I'm very annoyed with. Homo sapiens, because we are the more intelligent sapiens. It's so unnecessary, but yeah. That's, by the way, that's a website I'm not usually using. But yeah, almost all articles talking about Homo sapiens date us back to 200,000 years ago, which is very annoying because our species dates back to 300,000 years ago. And a lot of people just don't seem to understand that we go back that far. A lot of people also don't understand that Homo sapiens is not necessarily the same as Homo sapiens, but we are considered to be the same species, just that we are the more evolved version of that. Does that mean a superior race? No, that doesn't mean a superior race. We are just the last in existence of the human species. I'm kind of curious about how humans will look in 1,000 years, and will there be some more of branches? Yeah, I think evolution is always ongoing. We can see that in people from like Nepal who are able to survive in way higher altitudes without any issues. And they are constantly, like we humans are constantly evolving. So these people living in like Nepal in those high altitudes, they are way better, and they've equipped, their bodies are way better equipped to process oxygen in the blood and like get that to all parts of the body that it needs to go. If I were to go there, I would probably collapse and die. So yeah. People in Indonesia, there's this like village, and these people live on these small villages on top of the water, and they can dive for like 12 minutes underwater without any equipment or whatever. Their lungs have just evolved to that point, and their kids are even better at it, and so on and so forth. So yeah, usually it's like the environment causing evolutionary changes, not necessarily just time. It's both. But yeah, 12,000 BCE is around the time the Younger Dryas ended. Yeah, around that time. Yeah. Pygmies are sapiens like us. Okay, if you say so. But yeah, so we have this Paranthropus jaw. It's really cool. It's awesome. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I don't have a Turkey tour update yet, because I'm waiting for some people to get back to me so that I can officially start announcing the Turkey tour. But up until that point in time, if you would like a Homo Naledi homeowner lady t-shirt, look at this. It's awesome. Isn't this awesome? This is awesome. So this is a Homo Naledi homeowner lady t-shirt with the Rising Star Cave. It's created by Lady Pink NYC. You can grab that from my merch store. And you could also grab yourself a Doggerland t-shirt. Oh my god, look at that! It's Doggerland. It's Doggerland. It's awesome. And we also have the T-pillar on the sleeves. History with Kaylee logo on the front. And then the Touch-to-Pillar map on the back. Sweater and hoodie that you can grab from the merch store. Go to historywithkaylee.com to grab yourself some awesome apparel. Or you could just go to this link right here. This link. Oh, wait. I still messed up the PDF link. Alright, so there you go. You can grab the Merch House link or historywithkaylee.com, which redirects you to Merch House. Whatever you want. It's fine. It's fine. Grab yourself some awesome apparel. I promise the quality of these shirts, t-shirts, and the sweaters, it's incredible. You can just feel it's cotton. It's not cheap fabric from like a fast fashion brand like Shein or Temu or that kind of stuff. We all know those are bad quality. This is good quality. This is real cotton. It feels nice on the skin, keeps you warm, and honestly, like, you can see the images on the shirt, they look really, really, really good. This is really high quality. I hate bad quality apparel, so yeah. Yeah. We are all the same species. We are all Homo sapiens. So that's not even up for discussion. It's the out of Africa theory, and we are all the same species. Let's not get our heads anywhere where it's, we are the same species. Doesn't matter if you were born in like Australia or like Peru or Canada or Alaska or Norway or South Africa or Madagascar. Doesn't matter. We are the same species. And no, it's not picked by forced labor. The fact that I even have to answer that already annoys the fudge out of me. So, yeah, no. All right, so, yeah, I should have a look at getting a few things made from hemp fabrics, too. Yeah, I'm actually changing merch store in a few months. We are going from merch house to another merch store. So, we will see what the changes are once we do that. So, yeah. Can't say much about that right now. I grabbed my old scripts. We had some fun. Could the out of Africa be wrong, or is it 100%? In science, nothing really is 100%. So we can say it's 99%. 99% correct. The out of Africa theory, yes. Which is already a high percentage. So yeah. Does anyone have like a fun question? Anything they want to ask me about? Nothing about the personal life, nothing about that sort of stuff. Like I have a rheumatologist appointment tomorrow, early in the morning. Otherwise I would have started a stream, like a game stream. I even like set up everything to be able to game later on. But yeah, no. Like I said, I have a very, very early wake-up call tomorrow to go to the rheumatologist to look at the results from my blood work that I had done last week, because I started the biologicals in October, and it's been 3 months, which means that we now need to look at my blood and see if biologicals are doing its thing. So fingers crossed. I feel okay using them. I have a little bit more of hair falling out, and I'm a little bit more tired now that I'm using the biologicals, but it's manageable. I have more strength back in my hands, which is nice. So yeah, I'm seeing a question. I'm gonna have to go back to window capture. Do you know anything about European apes? Well, look at you. I have numerous videos on European apes. I have the first ape to walk upright, Danuvius gugemosi. I will... European ape videos. And this is one. Then we have the Nikiti fossils video. And we have, oh, not that one. Yes. The Dryopithecini video. And I think that was about it, but not sure. Oh well, this is the Paranthropus chadensis. I will put that in. It's not European, but it's intriguing nonetheless. So first the European ones, Sahel Anthropus here. There you go. So threw that into the chat. Let's see. I hope I get notified sooner for the next live stream. So sorry for being late. No worries. No, absolutely no worries. I am always happy to see people join the live streams and the premieres, but I never expect people to actually join them. I have a question. Do you know a good paleoanthropology museum in the Netherlands? Good question. If I find one, I'll let you know. I think Naturalis or Rijksmuseum der Oudheden in Leiden. Both of them are in Leiden. I suggest going there. I think they have the most. It's not that much compared to like the Neanderthal Museum in Germany, which I have never been to, but hopefully in like a year or two I'll be able to go there and like film some stuff and then use that in my Neanderthal documentary that is airing sometime in like 2-3 years. Naturalis, it's a bit underwhelming. The Netherlands doesn't have much, unfortunately, when it comes to like paleoanthropology. I'm sorry. I hear the Spanish museum in Atapuerca is amazing. And like I said, the Neanderthal Museum in Germany, but those are in like Spain or Germany, not really in the Netherlands, unfortunately. Where in the Netherlands are you? I am in North Holland. What are some next video topics that you have planned? The cannibalism of Neanderthal women and children. That's going to be this weekend. And I'm not able to like say more than that when it comes to like future videos because I'm in the middle of working on things, but I'm still working on the Doggerland documentary, like the big one. So definitely stay tuned for that. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 weeks from now. Depends a little bit on how fast I can work and how my brain is functioning and all that fun stuff. But I'm hoping the Doggerland documentary to air in like a week or 2, maybe 3. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. So yeah. Kaylee, marijuana has been found in tombs from thousands of years ago. Do you think that helped primitive man evolve? Not necessarily like evolve. We started using a lot of substances as a species, like alcohol, plants, and, you know, hallucinogenics and all that fun stuff. So, yeah. How long ago do you think humanity first ventured into the Americas? Well, I made a video on that actually, quite recently-ish. Here, when did the first humans reach the Americas? I do highly recommend watching that video because I look at all possibilities. When humans first arrived in Americas, there you go. It's in the chat. You may have covered this already, but Aborigines from Australia admix with both Homo erectus and Homo longi and Denisovans. Do not forget the Denisovans. And do you think that they could have made it all the way to South America? I can't say that it's impossible. It's just that I haven't seen conclusive evidence for it having happened. So, yeah. Personally, I think man would have never gotten arrowheads without ADHD people. Kind of feel you on that. I mean, it takes quite a while to be able to create something like this. And I think you have to be a lot hyper-focused to be able to do this. So, yeah. Yes. I definitely agree with you on that one. What else do we have in the chat? Did anyone else get temporarily kicked out of chat? Did people get kicked out of my chat? How dare? How dare, YouTube? How dare? Doggerland documentary. Yes! I was wondering if you think it's useful to talk about peer review, or does this confuse people more to what's authentic? Most of the stuff that I cover on my channel is peer reviewed because it's directly from the papers and the articles that were written after the papers were published. So usually I try and stick to peer review papers and peer review in general. So yeah. I don't venture much out of peer review stuff. So, yeah. Alcohol is one of the simplest drugs to make, yeah. Please visit Schrödinger when you do your Neanderthal documentary. Those spears are really cool. Yeah, they really are cool. I've covered them in my first Doggerland video, and I think I've mentioned them a couple times in a couple videos by now. Like, really, a couple times in a couple videos. Those are one of my favorite things. So, I will try and see if I can go to Schrödinger one day. Alcohol could have been the driving factor for the transition to agriculture in prehistory. Yeah, because we've found traces of, I think, wine and beer from like 15,000 years ago, and that was before agriculture. So yeah, it's very possible. Mm. Bam. All right, so you are getting ads midstream. Oh yeah, so yeah, I have turned ads on midstream because otherwise these live streams don't really garner in anything for me doing them, and my bills like to be paid, unfortunately. So yeah, it's they're free, but there will be ads, and not everyone watching will get ads at the exact same time. They will roll out very loosely to everyone at a different point in time. So sorry about that. I understand that it can be a little bit annoying. Sorry. So as someone who was born on the east coast of the UK, Cleethorpes, I grew up hearing about fossil forests under the sea, and I'm very interested in Doggerland. If you are interested in Doggerland, I already have 2 videos on my channel. So we have this little bit of a small deep dive Doggerland videos I made. So this is a small, the first one is a small sort of deep dive, and the second one is more focused on life on Doggerland. So think about like all the animal species, plants, humans even, like different human species. So both of those videos are also now in the chat, the Doggerland videos that I've already made. And yes, I have used the Doggerland book by Sidestone Press in my research, and I'm currently using it again in my current research. What's this in my pages? Why is there something in my page? I never put any... Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I used my entry ticket to the Leiden Museum as my bookmark, which is something that I never, ever, 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 ever do. But, and lo and behold, actually, it is on a picture of one of those fossil forests. As if I had known this already. Look at me, being all, like, apparently I had put this in weeks ago when I used this book for the last time, and it was actually on one of those fossil forest pictures. Hey, I was very well prepared for this stream today, holy hell. So yeah. The Baltic Sea anomaly would have been above water a very long time. Oh, absolutely. I actually covered that as well on the channel. I think it was about last year. Beginning of last year? Yeah. So about a year ago. Mesolithic megastructure found submerged in the Baltic Sea. So for those who have no clue, I will throw that here as well. Baltic Sea anomaly. Bam. There you go. Threw that into it as well. And don't forget the Nordic mushrooms. Y'all can eat the mushrooms. Be my guest. I am allergic to all types of mushrooms. So all types of mushrooms will try and kill me. Yeah. Let me see if I can find one of my favorite pictures. Do you use one of the free referencing apps that takes a screenshot of the website you are on along with the address? No, I'm not using any of that stuff. Sorry. All right. So, I was on Fred's history with Kaylee, and then let's see if I can find what I'm looking for, but I don't think I can. Also, for the people that don't know that I'm on Threads, it's probably best that you don't know that I'm on Threads. Um, yeah, no, let's keep it at that. I can't find what I'm looking for on the Threads stuff that I was searching for. It's fine. Yeah, I'm allergic to all types of molds, mushrooms, fungi, spores, all that. But infidel, you're on Threads. I know that you know that I'm on Threads. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. No, I'm on Threads, but on Threads, I'm a very different person than what you see in my professional videos. So in my videos on the channel, my long form normal videos, the stuff that you can see on screen here, I am professional. I usually don't swear. I think I said the F word about 3 or 4 times over the past nearly 6 years. So usually I'm just, very professional and upbeat and happy, and I'm telling y'all very passionately about the history that I've researched, and it's awesome. Really. Me on Threads is me calling people twat waffles and douche canoes. So yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I do on Threads. Mostly because, a lot of people deserve to be called twat waffles and douche canoes. So, yeah. Yesterday I made a post on Threads that said, January really is the longest year in a century. So, or like longest decade in a century. It's January takes way too long. Like, can we be done with January? I'm flying to Peru on February 15. Why are we still stuck on January 22nd? January felt like it started 3 years ago, and we are still stuck in January. Am I on Blue Sky? Yes, I am on Blue Sky, but I kind of only post my video links there to share my premieres. So there's no Scottish in my family, actually. I have a little bit. I think it was about 3 or 4% Scottish ancestry that I have. But I call people cunts a lot. I call myself a cunt all day long. I have I have this here. Wait, let's. This says, take your pill, cunt. And it's a reminder that goes off on my phone every single day so that I don't forget to take my medication. Because I'm a child, I'm 34, but I need a daily reminder to take my medication. And it's almost 10 p.m. in the evening. And did I take my medication today, even though my phone has been telling me all day long, take your pill, cunt? No, I have not. So, yes, I have ADD, and it's terrible. Don't expect too much from me. It's really can't help you there. Sorry. All right. Time flies when you're having fun. Tells you everything about why January lasts as long. Oh yeah, I am so fucking over January already. Like, I'm so over it. My brother's birthday was yesterday. His birthday is January 21st. I remember the day he was born because I was 7 when he was born. But like, it feels like the time between now and him being born feels almost just as long as his birthday yesterday and the beginning of this year. Because like in these 3 weeks of this January 2026, I feel like I've aged 5 decades. Holy hell. ADD is part of autism now. People with autism are good at deep diving. I found out I got autism at 40. Oh yeah, probably. I've never diagnosed myself with autism. My mom has it. My younger brother has it. I've never officially been diagnosed, but I'm very, very... How do I say that? I'm very aware of the fact that I have without a doubt. Like, I have ADD, and if that is now considered to be part of autism, then yeah, probably. I have also a little bit of OCD as well. Like, I can't walk up and down a stairs without starting with my right leg. And if I accidentally start with my left leg, I actually have to go back and start again. I cannot walk down the stairs beginning with the wrong foot. That's just no. I'm like actually getting like ill just thinking of it. No, no, not as ill as thinking about AI generated bullshit images, but that makes me very ill. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. I'm not great. I'm weird. It's fine. It's okay. I enjoy being weird. I don't think I would have wanted to be normal at this point in life. When I was young, I wanted to be normal because I wanted to have friends. And now I'm 34 and I really couldn't care less. I just want to be at home with a blanket over me and a good book in my hand. And preferably an apple banded cider. But I can't drink tonight because I have to do early stuff tomorrow morning. So, it's fine. I had a great time. I enjoyed looking at Habilis and that most complete skeleton that they have discovered. And I enjoyed looking at Paranthropus and Homo erectus and all that. I did it again. I said Homo erectus again. Why do I always say Homo erectus? Da-da-da-da-da. But it's fine. I made a song for Luke Caverns and Johanna James. Would you like me to make a song for you? What books do you like? What books do I like? Okay, so Crescent City, Fourth Wing, Akatar, Throne of Glass. My Throne of Glass books here are special edition. And I love them. You cannot pry these out of my hands even after death. I will take them with me. Trust me. And I also have special editions of The Hobbit. And of course my old Harry Potter books and Twilight. But yeah, I very much like fantasy, dragon, fairy, vampire, awesome stuff. And I'm currently rewatching The Vampire Diaries for like, I think, the gazillionth time. I can actually dream the story by now. I can sometimes say the lines when like it's coming on screen. And yeah, that's how much I am addicted to it. Have y'all seen my Meteorite, actually? I was gifted a Meteorite for my birthday. It's Meteorite. It was found in Russia at the Sikota-Alin mountain range in Siberia in Russia. It impacted on 1947, and this is a fragment of the iron core of that meteorite. It's awesome. So yeah, this is the type of stuff I get gifted for my birthday. I also have a mosasaur tooth that I bought myself. Because, hello, it's a mosasaur. It's awesome. And I'm not sure. This is probably not even going to show on camera, but let's see if we can. This is a piece of amber. At least that much is, understood from it. Yeah, wait, let me. Otherwise, you can't see it. So, hi. Hello. Yes. If you look here, around this point, above my nail, you can see a tiny black dot. You can see the tiny black dot. That's a mosquito in amber that I bought myself as well. Because I deserve awesome stuff. And if I'm not being gifted them, I will buy them for myself. Duh. And also, I've got tiny fragments, stone tools, microliths, and all that stuff. Microliths. And this is a bit of obsidian that I was gifted by Northo2. Yeah, Northo2. Very good guy. awesome videos, awesome stuff on YouTube, and he gifted me a piece of obsidian. Really awesome. And of course, if you like Northo2 and you actually like what he does, you can go to northo2.com and get yourself a Neanderthal skull that he prints, like 3D prints. northo2.com. And it comes in 2 pieces. So like if you want a jaw, you can just have a jaw. If you want the rest of the skull, you can just have the rest of the skull. You can just, you know, sport yourself a Homo neanderthalensis skull. It's awesome. This is the kind of stuff I have in my office. Is my office weird? I'm just wondering, like, am I the weird girl in class that has like a super weird office? I think I do. One sec. Let me grab this one. One sec. Alright, I'm back. My office is weird. You can't tell me that my office is super normal. My office is not super normal. I also have this. It's a Homo sapiens skull. Of course, it's a remake. It's not real. I do like it. I think this one has been shown in my videos the most over the years. It's even like this one is even a little bit heavy. I like, and like even the bottom of it looks good. So yeah, one of my favorites. So what else do we have? Yeah, we've got this 3D print of the lion, also by northo2.com. Do I want a replica sword to mount the skull on? I mean, I've got a sword. Actually, I mean, I have to charge it. It hasn't been charged in like a long time now. Let's see if I can do that and show you my sword. Here I come with all my toys. Out of the woodworks. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. Okay, thank God. Awesome. Does it not light up today? Oh, yeah. Okay. I have sword that lights up with constellations. So, yeah. If you wondered how weird Klee actually was, then I hate to tell you, I am certifiably weird. So, yeah, I have sword that I probably should charge more often because I'm a lazy cunt. It's fine. It's fine. I also have mini swords. This is my You Do Not Yield Throne of Glass sword. And for the real Lord of the Rings lovers, you will recognize this one. Because, yeah, this is the sword that you think of when you think of the Lord of the Rings. I also have a coin collection. I'm weird. It's fine. Okay. So, lots of stuff. Weird collections. A variety of weird stuff found in my office. We've live streamed for like, do you have any dinosaur paraphernalia? No. Besides the mosasaur tooth, I do not. Sorry. My apologies. They will probably come in the future. One day I'll be super rich and that day will never come, but let me dream and I'll have a super large house with like super awesome stuff and I'll have my own super weird collection. Alright? Alright. And if you're not weird and you're not into like my weird stuff, then I'm sorry. That's me. Can't help it. Yeah. It's part of who I am. I don't want to be normal. I want to be weird. Yeah, Stopped trying to be normal long ago. So, that said, I had a lot of fun. We looked into Habilis, we looked into Paranthropus, yes, Unduil Flame of the West, indeed. Like I said, I was planning to do a little bit of a game, the Ancestors Humankind Odyssey. I thought we would, revisit that. We will be doing that in about 2 weeks from now, probably. Maybe next week after we have covered the archaeological news from the past month. Next week will be the 29th. That's the last Thursday of this month. And so on the last Thursday of the month, I will do my archaeological discoveries of that month stream. So next week we will look at all the archaeological discoveries that were made in January. And then a couple weeks later we do the same in February and March. And that way we have more of these interactive streams and not too much of just the gaming streams. Hopefully y'all like that idea. But yeah, with that said, I had fun. Hope you guys had fun. And I don't know, I'll see you probably next week in the Archaeological Discoveries of January 2026 stream. And right now I just want to pee and then sit on the couch for 10 minutes and then go sleep because I have an early morning to go to the rheumatologist. It's always fun to go to the hospital early in the morning. So, I will see y'all on the flip side. Don't forget, the new video this week will be about Neanderthal baby, children, women, cannibalism. If that's not your subject, do not click on that video. And I'm also warning you in the video to make sure that if the people are a bit, not a fan of that sort of subject, that they can click off. Okay, so thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. I pinned the get your merch, donate here, and become a patron here stuff in the chat. Consider it. Not asking you to do it, but just consider it if you have enough to go by. And if not, just thank you for watching and supporting me that way. And I will see you next time in the video this weekend and otherwise next week. All right, bye.